Welcome back, ladies and gents. Today we are going to be talking about none other than the Internet Computer ICP. You guys will know that I've expressed my admiration for this crypto project previously, and it's been a little while since we've spoken about ICP, the Internet Computer, from a fundamental point of view. Why do I like the Internet Computer ICP? Well, it's because Dominic Williams saw back in 2015 the potential for smart contracts in regards to entirely revolutionizing and overhauling the digital world as we know it. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. I say that with a smile on my face because it is truly monumental what ICP is trying to do. And if they succeed in doing that, you are potentially looking at $1 trillion blockchain project. Now, am I saying that's 100% going to happen? No. But I think the use case, if they're successful in it, is worth that. And then some, certainly with the rise of AI. We're going to be talking about AI a little bit in this video. We're going to be starting the video off by sort of recapping and listening to a clip of Dominic Williams, who gave a speech over at Chain Fusion Hub. Now, I think this was an event that took place in Singapore. Dominic Williams really starts this talk off, and we're going to dive into it to recap and get some of you that aren't familiar with ICP familiar with it. To recap on what ICP is trying to do, how it's trying to evolve the internet and web as we know it, and what it's built to do. It's built to be the internet computer, this world computer that essentially you can run operations on and you can eliminate risks. Then we're going to talk about some of the risks, certainly in regards to the likes of AI. And then we're going to talk about ICP actually enabling AI. So we're going to start by explaining or looking at a clip of Dominic Williams really explaining what the internet computer is, talk about some of the issues that ICP solves through it being a smart contract and a blockchain, and then we'll talk about ICP actually enabling AI itself and why this, in his opinion, and actually mine, is a better model in regards to actually enabling AI. You know, you don't want an AI that could be hacked, or there could be some of the Web 2 issues with, which of course smart contracts and the likes of ICP will eliminate. There's also dangers in the rise of AI, which we'll look at in this sort of second clip, in regards to people utilizing AI to hack things. Hackers are getting far more sophisticated. With AI, there's opportunities all over the place. There's opportunities for hackers to hack you. Certainly if ChatGPT ends up getting jailbroke or something like that, you know. Let's dive into it. Let's start things off with clip number 1.
I'll just talk a little bit about ICP technology and how it can play a role in that realm. So the Internet Computer, which is a public network created with ICP technology, is of course a kind of blockchain, but it has properties that are completely different to traditional blockchains, works in a different way, and perhaps most importantly, it can be used as a complete technology stack. So today, when we build on blockchain, outside of the Internet Computer ecosystem, typically, we build our systems and services on Web 2. We build them, for example, on the cloud, on Amazon Web Services, on Google. We build them on servers, maybe if we don't want to put our data in the cloud. And we install a database server, configure it, install a web server, configure it, install a bunch of cybersecurity firewalls, anti-malware, anti-intrusion systems. If we're in the cloud, we orchestrate all of that stuff with Kubernetes and things like that. It's a big palaver. It's very complicated. And then, all the data is on Web 2 effectively. We trust the cybersecurity systems to keep it safe. And then we just do we just keep a little bit of data on blockchain. So ICP networks are different because you can store vast amounts of data on these networks. They can perform vast amounts of data processing. They can serve user experiences into web browsers. So in fact, you can build almost anything without any Web 2 technology at all. So you can build a social network. You can build an enterprise system without using traditional technology. And this actually provides huge advantages. So today, the internet computers, the public network's growing very rapidly. I think currently it's gone through the on-chain computer's gone through a growth spurt, and it's processing about just shy of 1.5 million Ethereum equivalent transactions a second. 1.5 million Ethereum equivalent transactions a second. So the internet computer in 1 hour processes more smart contract compute than all of the hundreds of other blockchains process in a year. So if you take all of the compute running on all of the other blockchains in existence over a year in aggregate, that's less compute than the internet computer is performing in just 1 hour. So it's a different kind of network, and it has the scalability, the speed and efficiency, and the functionality to allow you to use it as a new kind of tech stack.
Insane. ICP in 1 hour does the equivalent compute of what most of the blockchains do in a year, in an hour, combining those other blockchains. This is unbelievably impressive technology, ladies and gentlemen. You can see there Dominic Williams really putting forward this idea of leapfrogging Web 2, leaving the issues that we have with Web 2 that cause billions of dollars of damage on a yearly basis. They also, in some ways, disrupt entire nations, entire systems, entire businesses, etc. So we can leapfrog that. Why would every business not want to do that? You have an option, right? We can build in a Web3 manner on the likes of ICP that is entirely an enclosed system in regards to it's ground up. They don't go back into the Web 2 for compute, for data storage, for all these things. It's an entirely built system. Or you can utilize Web 2 and you can have all these risks and you need all these extra things and it's very cumbersome and you need an IT stack and personnel and things like this. You know, this is why we're such a fan of the internet computer blockchain. Let's talk about some of the sort of dangers right now with the rise of AI and how ICP can actually combat these dangers. The digital world is only going to get more unsafe in many regards with the rise of a technology like AI, because it's going to be able to compute ways to do nefarious things simply faster than the human brain can. And that's the whole thing with AI. We've got to this, anybody that's read Homo Sapiens by Yuval Harari, or even read books like the books from Norbert Wiener in regards to computers, robonomics and things like this. The thing that separates us from AI is its ability to compute. AI is trying to mimic what we do as human beings. It can do it on a far faster and scalable level, and that's why we're sort of reaching this velocity that there's dangers with, and ICP can combat many of those. So we've spoken about how ICP revolutionizes the web as we know it. It also is going to be the way that we safeguard AI, and then we're going to talk about actually facilitating AI. Let's dive into clip number 2.
So, for example, on the public network, there are social networks, with large numbers of users, which have tokens inside, cryptocurrency tokens inside. But because these services run entirely on the network, they're immune to cyber attack. So they've never been hacked. They have no security team. They have no firewall. They have no anti-malware to protect against ransomware. They have no intrusion detection systems. They're cybersecurity free because they don't need it. They're immune to cyber attacks. And this is going to become increasingly important because, on the one hand, hackers are becoming smarter and smarter and smarter. And on the other hand, they're about to get this huge boost from AI. So when you use something like GPT, you're using a locked down version. But if you can access an unlocked version of GPT, it will help you hack a huge proportion of online systems. And the only thing that is stopping hackers accessing this technology are the companies who, control the base models. But, sooner or later, the open source variations will be adapted and they'll fall into the hands of the hackers. And there'll be a huge escalation in the cybersecurity crisis. So, for me as, on the one hand, an engineer, but on the other hand, a sort of theoretical computer scientist, it's very clear that the solution to this problem is to provide platforms where you don't need cybersecurity. Like the idea that we can build important systems, for example, to run a smart city, and then desperately try to protect these systems with firewalls and anti-intrusion software and anti-malware and security teams and security configurations is a broken one. It cannot work. There'll always be a hole. There'll always be a way around cybersecurity. It's absolutely essential that humanity moves to a new kind of IT platform which is immune to cyber attack.
We eradicate this with the likes of ICP. Let's now talk about how ICP is actually enabling and facilitating AI and why this is important and what this is going to mean for the world.
Those are very important with respect to just, running systems. AI is also going to be extraordinarily important. So the internet computer has been demonstrated running AI already. So currently, it's been demonstrated doing image classification and facial recognition. And there are upgrades coming to the internet computer and ICP generally that will enable it to run, a large language model with in a distillation that doesn't have too many parameters. So something like, Llama 3 with like 8 billion parameters, something like that. So, again, for smart cities where governments or corporations may want to run custom AI, another problem with custom AI, one of the problems with AI is that people are going to see there's a choice. And the choice is either you use these big base models like GPT or Claude or Grok, and you upload all of your confidential sensitive data to an American corporation, right? Or you try and run your own AI model. And then the question becomes, where are you going to run this AI model? Because if you run the AI model on traditional tech, it can be hacked. And we know what happens from crypto, right? If you have a hot wallet, if you put a hot wallet onto traditional tech like Amazon Web Services, and there's a private key, someone's going to get inside sooner or later, and they're going to use that private key to steal all the crypto. Well, AI is going to become a hot wallet for data, because imagine a law firm. Imagine a law firm with 100 partners. It installs an AI, and that AI slurps all the communications with clients, all of the legal filings, all of the case law, all of the legal text. And now the lawyers can talk to the AI and say, hey, maybe they can prepare for a case, for a trial. Maybe they can prepare for a trial in 3 days instead of 3 weeks. It's a big deal. So of course they want the AI. But the problem is, how can they trust? They can't trust GPT or Claude or an American corporation with all of their clients' most sensitive data, because if that gets hacked, their firm is going to be destroyed, right? So they've got this problem. Where are they going to, how they're going to solve the security problem? And naturally, they're going to want to run their own model. But if you're running an AI model on traditional tech, of course, it becomes a hot wallet for data. And for the same reason that you'd rather keep a crypto in a smart contract than on Amazon Web Services, you'd rather keep data inside a smart contract that's running AI than on Amazon Web Services.
Boom, this is huge stuff. Adoption takes time. ICP is very, I say, early on its journey. They've done a hell of a lot. And in terms of sort of hours that have been worked upon, it's one of the furthest ahead. Blockchains are going to have to do some serious catching up in regards to competing with ICP, or competitors are going to have to do some serious catching up. There's a number of elements why we think ICP is very much going to change the world. And the beautiful thing about ICP that I really admire is it's simply different from the rest. Lots of cryptos just spawned in regards to getting on the back end of this sort of financial revolution that we're seeing. ICP is taking that an entirely foot forward. They're saying, okay, we can revolutionize the entire financial sector via blockchains. ICP is saying, no, not only can we do that, and you can do all that on ICP, we're actually going to revolutionize the entire way that we do business in regards to the role that Web 2 plays and how we're going to eradicate a lot of the problems that it has and make a more streamlined system in much the same way that something like XRP or some of the other cryptocurrencies are doing for the traditional financial system in regards to remittances and things like that. So that's it from me, ladies and gentlemen. We have done a video on ICP and the fundamentals of it in a little while, but it's still a blockchain that we're very zealously paying attention to. We think technically, actually, it looks great. It's broken out into an uptrend. It's come back for a retest. And you're going to see that continuation. But we'll do a price update a little bit later on this week. It's Thursday now, so maybe over the weekend. That's it from me, ladies and gents. I'm going to love and leave you. Thanks for watching. See you all in the next one.